The views expressed on this program are not those of IntellectualRadio.com, its subsidiaries, or sponsors. Encouraging, educating, and empowering you into action. This is Warriors Talk with your host, Lady Rochelle.
Welcome to another empowering episode of Warriors Talk, where we move away from awareness towards action. I'm your host, Lady Rochelle, and today is a very special day. I am honored and excited to officially launch my new book, Take Charge of Cancer, a guided journal for healing, faith, and empowerment. This just isn't a book, it's a companion for every warrior navigating the emotional, spiritual, and practical journey through cancer. Whether you have been newly diagnosed, in the middle of treatment, or walking alone a loved one, this journal is created for you. We are live on Intellectual Radio. We just heard from the Drive at 5 with Roman. Keep it locked right here on Intellectual Radio and allow us to feed your brain. On the last episode of Warriors Talk, I talked about sisters supporting brothers, helping the men we love take charge of their health. You can head on over to YouTube and type in Intellectual Radio and stay connected for any episodes you may have missed. The quote of the day is: life is 10% what happens to us and 90% of how we react. That quote is by Leslie Medley Russell. Save the date. Warriors Talk will be having our ninth annual Survivor Celebration and Reflection Gala taking place on Saturday, October the 18th at the Crystal Sky Banquet at 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. And this is our biggest event of the year. We're going to honor cancer survivors, support warriors in battle, and reflect on strength, hope, and faith that has carried us through the fight. So tickets will go on sale in July. Mark your calendars. You do not want to miss it. I'm so grateful for my sponsor on today. We have Pastor Michael Richardson with the Emmanuel Church of God in Christ, who has a special message for us.
Greetings, I am Pastor Michael Richardson.
And I am First Lady Anastasia Richardson from the Emmanuel Church of God in Christ. We're located at 3058 West Van Buren in Chicago, Illinois. We are building upon a solid foundation.
We're inviting you to join us every Sunday morning on Facebook Live at Emmanuel Kojic at 10:15 Central Standard Time. And you can also view our videos on our YouTube channel at Emmanuel Kojic-MR. Once again, this is Pastor Michael Richardson
and First Lady Anastasia Richardson, and we are from the Emmanuel Church of God in Christ. We are building upon a solid foundation.
Cancer doesn't just attack your body. It tries to rob you of your peace, your confidence, and your sense of control. I can remember when I was diagnosed back in 2013 and I heard those words, "You have cancer." And it felt like my world just stood still. And Take Charge of Cancer was actually born out of my own experience and the many stories I have heard from survivors and warriors who just need a safe space to process, to pray, to plan, and to push forward. So this journal gives you that space, biblical grounding, and heartfelt interactions that you can do on a daily basis. So let's just dive right into our topic on today, which is Take Charge of Cancer. And the first thing that you should do as it relates to taking care of cancer, the first chapter is to pray. Invite God into your battle. Don't do it alone. You can't do it alone. I don't know how people that believe in something different go through their battle, because I know for me, I had to really release and to cast my cares on him because I couldn't do it alone. When I got tired of carrying the weight and trying to fight this battle by myself, I said, okay, God, I'm going to let go and I'm going to let God and I'm going to allow you to handle this because I cannot. The weight is too heavy. You have to have something else to release that weight to. It's him. Release it to him and trust me, he will give you the peace that will surpass all understanding as you go through. And people will look at you and say, how are you peaceful? How are you laughing and living life as usual? And you have this cancer diagnosis. Well, God will give that to you. All you have to do is ask, seek Him and ask for that peace. So prayer is going to be your first thing that you do. Why? Because that's communication with God. It's your intimate communication with Him. There are some things that when you go into a cancer diagnosis, you can't say or tell anybody else. You may not want anybody else to hear it because you don't want them to think that you're losing your mind. So He will be the person to tell it to, because He is not going to share your secrets with anyone else. So I encourage you to release your cares, your fears, release it to Him. Read His scriptures. The scriptures gives you that sense of peace. It gives you that sense of confidence when you're going through your battle, to let you know that, oh yeah, I can make it through this battle. There's nothing too hard for God. He is there with me. And I always say that He allowed it. He allowed it for a reason. So if He allowed it, then that means He know that you can carry it. He know that you can get through it, and that there's a purpose for it. So make sure you take time out to pray, not just about, oh Lord, heal me from cancer, because there's so many different aspects of it. Lord, protect my mental, because going through it, you can go mentally insane. People commit suicide receiving a cancer diagnosis. Sometimes the treatment is just too hard, and sometimes they don't want to go on with life. We had a young man that was on my show. His name was Jackson. Young man, nice looking man, and he had cancer, and he ended up committing suicide. He had been through the battle, and he got re-diagnosed, and he decided that he couldn't. He couldn't go through it again. And so you need God to protect your mental space when you're going through a cancer diagnosis. You need God to protect the relationships, to cover them, and to make sure that you have the right people that are going to surround you, pour into you, and help keep you uplifted while you're going through. That can pray with you, get you a prayer partner. You need someone that's going to be able to pray with you, pray for you, pray over you when you can't do it yourself, when you just feel like you don't want to do it yourself, when you feel like I'm done trying to do it myself. You're going to need somebody to help you. It was very tragic, because he was someone who was an advocate for breast cancer, and he was out in the forefront, going to different events, sharing his story. And then all of a sudden I saw on Facebook that he passed, and I'm like, oh my goodness, like, no, what happened? And then I was at an event and they were talking about suicide, and his name came up. And my heart just sank, and I was like, Lord, no, like, oh my goodness. So the mental part it plays a very strong role. While you're going through the physical treatment, talk to your doctor about going through some type of mental health counseling, something that's going to be able to help you get through this diagnosis and come out healed mentally, physically, spiritually. You want everything to be in alignment. So prayer is going to be your first and your best weapon when it comes to taking charge of cancer. Number two is going to be process the diagnosis. Get honest about what you're feeling. And I always say you have to process it with yourself first before you can tell anybody. You need to process it yourself and say, okay, what's going on here? What exactly am I going to be dealing with? Be real with yourself. Be honest with yourself, and go through that process before you tell somebody, because this is what's going to happen. As soon as you tell somebody, they're going to have all kind of comments or all kind of remedies, or this is why you have the cancer. And you need to arm yourself with some information, get through process those feelings, so that when you decide to tell someone else, you're able to do it without just going crazy, without going insane, without breaking down every single time you have to tell someone, because you're processing it all over again every time you release the information to somebody. So take the time to process it with yourself. If you have to take a trip and go somewhere and sit in silence, journal, go get a massage, go, to a spa and just have somebody take care of you as you process this information. Then you can face people and say, okay, yes, this is what I'm dealing with. This is what I'm doing. And if I want to, I'll keep y'all updated. But you're going to have to make sure you process the information yourself first. And chapter 3 is about accepting the diagnosis, not as defeat, but as preparation for victory. Many people say, oh, no, I'm not going to accept it because if I accept it, that means it's going to be real. That means no, the cancer is there. It is already there. So whether you accept it or not, it's already in your body. And guess what? It didn't start yesterday. So it's not going to take a day to get rid of it. It didn't start in a day. So by you saying, okay, the doctor said that I have cancer. So what am I going to do with this? You're going to prepare yourself for victory, right? You're not just going to sit there and die with that information, but you're going to get your information together and say, okay, doc, what do I need to do to conclude to victory with this? Because let's be real. Cancer is not a death sentence for everybody. It really is not a death sentence for everyone. Some people get cancer and they go on to live a long life after chemo, after surgery. And yeah, they may have, the residue of cancer, but they're still living. So cancer is not a death sentence. I always say it's an awakening to live your best life. It wakes you up and you face your mortality and you say, okay, wait a minute. I've been playing all this time. Let me live for real. Let me really enjoy and embrace life and all the things that are unnecessary, that have little meaning, that does not bring me joy, peace, happiness. Guess what? I do not want to be bothered. So you have to sit down and you have to accept that this is what you're going to be dealing with. This is something that has been part of your life. It's a chapter. I always want to say it's a chapter in your life. And it doesn't have to end with that chapter, right? It doesn't have to end. So accept, okay, the doctor said this, and what are you going to do about it? You're going to prepare for victory. Number 4, get the facts. Do your research. Don't just sit there and say, "Oh no, what am I going to do? I don't know what to do." You listening to everybody else telling you all this negative stuff about cancer, and then you go into this deep depression because you don't know what to do because you're so busy listening to everybody else. Gather your facts from some reliable sources. Do your research. Don't be afraid to. It can, and let me just say this, it can be scary. It can be scary doing your own research and finding out the information of what cancer does, finding out the statistics about death, the statistics about recurrence, and it can be devastating, right? Get the information, process it, add it to your toolbox so that when you need to use it, you have those facts. Get all of the facts. Okay, what type of cancer is this? Okay, what stage is it? What grade is it? Okay, all right. And what are the years of survival? What is it? What's the percentage? Ask those questions. Don't be afraid to ask those questions because you just going through your cancer diagnosis, going to treatment, and not really understanding what's happening in your body. No, don't do that to yourself. Don't put on blinders going through this diagnosis. You need to equip yourself with the information so that you can make smart, informed decisions as the doctor brings stuff to you. Absolutely. Peer reviews journals we know that they're well respected and they have done their research. And so this is something that you should be looking at. I mean, some stuff that may be on YouTube, some stuff that may be on Google, It may not be fact checked, it may not be accurate a lot of times, but the peer reviewed journals will have some accurate information that they have fact checked. So use those journals. Talk to your doctor and ask them questions. If you're not getting information from your doctor, go to another doctor. They have seminars, they have workshops that you can go to. I go every year with the National Breast Cancer Coalition, and we're just not advocating out in Washington. We're actually in a workshop. We're going to different workshops, learning about the latest and the greatest information about cancer. So step out and go to some of these seminars and equip yourself with the information again so you can make an informed decision for you, because some people will tell you what to do, but it may not benefit you. Go and get your own information. So when you're making a decision, you're making it for yourself. Number 5 is take action. Reclaim your power. Cancer is a powerful word. It is. Let's just face it. When you hear the words that you have cancer, all kind of thoughts go through your mind. I'm about to die. Oh my God, I'm about to be bald headed. I'm about to lose some weight. I'm about to be sickly. This cancer is gonna come back. They never gonna be able to get rid of this cancer. All kind of things is gonna come through your mind. Why me? What did I do wrong? Did I do something wrong? Oh, it must have been that time when I did this. And trust me, your mind is gonna be all over the place. You have to reclaim your power. Take action with the cancer. Don't just sit there and just, okay, yeah, I have it. And no, do something. This is your life. Marquita says, if you are a woman of color, ask the doctor, how do women in their practice who look like you do with the suggested treatment? Great, great question. Great question. Because you need to know that. Why you need to know that? Because the Black women are dying. We're dying from all different breast cancers, not just one. We have the highest mortality rate. Although our incident rate is not the same as Caucasian women, for some reason, when we get it, we are 41% more likely to die from it. So that is a great question. You have to be prepared to take charge of cancer. And this is one way to do it. Being informed, asking those questions. Don't just sit there and be like, oh, okay, the doctor said, and no, you should be involved in your cancer journey and not just taking orders from the doctor. Why am I taking this medicine? Why is this treatment best for me? What are the side effects on this treatment? Is it long-term side effects on this treatment? And if you're a woman that's young and you want to have kids, will this stop me from having children? Would this mess with my heart? Would it mess with my kidneys? How likely is this cancer to recur using this treatment? These are all questions that you need to ask. And trust me, you will get overwhelmed. But I always say use it as a pie. When you eat